Hey, what's up, Nerdfighters? This week we're talking about our favorite books, but first... Okay, so I'm going to do my top 5 going from the bottom up. Number 5 has to be the Harry Potter series. This is my copy of Chamber of Secrets. The reason I'm showing you this one is because it is my original copy, the only one I have left of my original set. Harry Potter has to go on this list because it is the series that got me interested in reading. It got me first started when I was about 10 years old. Now, when I first picked up the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you're from, I fell in love with the series. I fell in love with Harry, Ron, Hermione, Hagrid, Dumbledore, the whole thing. I've read the series at least 7 times between reading it and listening to it. I love the way that Jim Dale narrates the story. He does a really good job with it. Number 4, Fahrenheit 451. This book has been a bit of a favorite of mine for a long time now. And I know that the Vlogbrothers did a summer reading thing where they had Fahrenheit 451. The reason why I love this book so much is because it actually represents the society that we're in today. That we're on that path to going into Montag's world, where the corporations rule everything, and anything that can't be advertised needs to be getting rid of. It's really scary if you think about it, a world with no books. I'm glad because books have been making a revival over the past few years or so through the ebooks, and it's getting a lot more people back into reading, which I love that. It's so awesome. Books are the best. Okay, so number 3 on my list is A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. The reason I'm showing this book, A Storm of Swords, is because it's my favorite of the series. I absolutely love this series. I picked up A Song of Ice and Fire when everyone was talking about Game of Thrones this, Game of Thrones that. So I figured, what is it? So I went and picked up the first book and I fell in love with it. It's probably one of the best fantasy worlds that I have ever seen created by any author, and I've read a lot of fantasy. George R.R. Martin creates a world where all the characters, the politics, the nations, the families that are involved in this struggle, they're all so complex, but yet so simple. Definitely go and pick up book 1. It is amazing. You will not regret it. Number 2, my second favorite book of all time. Da, 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 da. You know this book. You love this book. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Signed. I didn't get a Hanklerfish, but oh well. Not everyone can. Anyways, this book, I love it. No other book has ever brought me to the verge of tears like this one did. I actually did let a few go when I was reading it. This book throws you on an emotional roller coaster. There is no other way to describe this book except for a classic, and that's what it's going to be. In 100 years from now, when they look back on the 21st century and they pick the literary classics, The Fault in Our Stars is going to be number 1 on that list, or very close. I like the book because it hits kind of close to home with me. I know a couple people that have been through cancer, that have beaten it, so I really appreciate John's book. So number 1 on my list is The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Now, this is the first book right here, and if you can see, I have a bookmark in it because I'm actually rereading the series right now because the 14th book is coming out. Yes, I said 14th book. There's that many of them. All these books are about 1,000 pages long, but I'm going to tell you something, they are so worth getting into, especially if you love the fantasy genre like I do. The Wheel of Time is based in a world where the same age will repeat itself after about like 4,000 or 5,000 years.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and go, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. What was, what will be, and what is, may yet fall under the shadow.
It focuses mainly on this one central character called the Dragon. Now, him and 2 of his friends, Matt and Perrin, are what they call Taviran, people that shape the pattern around them. I know it all sounds very complex, but it's actually not once you first start reading it. Besides the 3 male protagonists, there are also 3 very strong female protagonists in this. Egwene, who ends up being in a very high seat of power, kind of is annoying for the first 9 books or so, but then you kind of gain a little bit of respect for her in the 10th and 11th books. Nynaeve, I wouldn't go near her with a shotgun. She is a very fierce, very strong woman, I'd say, and she's not the woman you want to cross, let's just say that. Moraine is an Aes Sedai. Now, she can access the true power, which is what turns the wheel of time. It's the driving force of creation. Now this gets into Robert Jordan's magic system, which I'm not going to explain here. If you get a chance, pick up the Wheel of Time. The first book is actually cheaper than the rest of the series. Pick it up in paperback. It is an amazing journey, and it took me 5 years to complete the first time, and I wish I had done it sooner. Okay, so these are my 5 favorite books. What are yours? Leave them down in the comments below. And have a great day, and DFTBA. P.S. I'm starting my journey to watch every Vlogbrothers video, and it's something that Katie brought up a while ago that she had done that, so I am all the way through January of 2.0 right now, and I'm really loving it. PPS. So I realized I was planning for retirement the other day, but when I was doing that, I realized I'm going to turn 70 in the year 2060. How awesome is that? Anyways, again, have a great day. DFTBA.